Dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, dear friends, colleagues, dear Look Society family, we all following with a shock what is happening. Thousands of deaths, helpless healthcare systems, struggling government officials, but also limitations, restrictions, and they are completely changed our life. And all these due a very small, invisible virus. But it seems all our knowledge accumulated by the centuries is helpless now, helpless to stop this disaster. It is a good time to look back now. A couple of weeks ago, I think nobody could expect these huge changes in our lives we have now. But also during the last couple of decades, especially in Europe, in so-called Western world, the mainstream trends had calculated less and less with the presence of God in this world. The attitude to Christians was just like the Christianity is one of the many different faiths in the world. And the attitude to the presence of the living God, we Christians believe, became also very relative, like just one of the gods. And this God cannot have any influence to our life. The modern societies can solve all their problems themselves. Even more, that is very sad, but we could feel a growing intolerance to us Christians, to the God of Christians. We read a devotional book with my family in these days after Easter and read the stories took place after the first Easter in Jerusalem. I will read from Luke chapter 24, couple verses 28 and 31. As they came near the village to which they were going, Jesus acted as if he were going further. But they held him back, saying, "Stay with us. The day is almost over, and it is getting dark." So he went in to stay with them. He sat down to eat with them, took the bread, and said the blessing. Then he broke the bread and gave it to them. Then their eyes were opened, and they recognized him. This is the well-known story, the walk to Emmaus. The story about two disciples who could not recognize the risen Christ during a long walk together with him. And then how they recognize the risen Lord sitting before them. There are two surprising things happening in this story. We can see in this short part of the story. Jesus took the bread, and said the blessing, and he broke the bread. It was very unusual from a guest. Usually the host is sitting on the head of the table and bless the food. But we can see these disciples have accepted that he is sitting on the head of the table, of their table. He took the bread, said the blessing, and he broke the bread. And the disciple had accepted. He is the host. And after this moment, when they accepted this situation, then they recognized the rising Lord. They have recognized Christ himself is present among them. So this is the way how can enter Jesus into our life, even today. But in this way, he can enter also to our communities, into our societies. Those who accept that he is the Lord, they will really recognize him. And if we obey him, we will really get to know him, the living and the loving God. The question is, where is Jesus in my life? Is he on the head of our table or outside of my door? Do we give chance to him to teach us, guide us, whether his rule prevails without restriction in all areas of my life, or only I want to drag him, so-called, into my affairs if I'm stuck at something? It is the time now, a very good moment to think all these questions. And it's good to realize it. Only if I invite him to my life, I give him the head place by my life table. If I will put into his hands all my problems, troubles, and we have these problems and these troubles much more now as before, only then I will experience the real joy of Easter. Jesus is rising. He lives. He is on control. He knows the solution of all my problems, all our problems in the ministry, in our lives, in our families. Blessings and peace to all of you. Peace be in your hearts. God is in control. Rejoice.